If given the choice between dying or reliving the 19 years of torment and psychological slaughter that being in a relationship with a narcissist entails, I would rather die than to be succumb to such a hellish and horrific experience ever again, which I think personally says a whole heck of a lot, and not necessarily about how heinous and inhumane the treatment narcissists bestow truly is, but more so about how remarkably strong as a human being those are to which have endured or are currently enduring this living nightmare. The insatiably painful and horrific torment intentionally inflicted upon you in the cruelest ways possible as to ensure that you would be completely destroyed, totally annihilated, yet you managed to overcome, to prevail, and to push through it. At any point, during any one of those minutes of each day that eventually turned into years, you could have rolled over, let them wipe you out for good, but you didn't. You got up day after day, prepared to battle a battle that was never yours to ever have had to have fight in the first place. A battle you never stopped fighting, even after they stripped you of your armor, kept going still after they tied your hands behind your back and shackled your ankles together. You battled without sleep, and when it felt like the entire world was falling down around you. And if you can get up day in and day out, surviving the unimaginable, surviving what most can't even grasp getting their heads wrapped around the idea of, then what in the hell makes you think that you don't have it in you, or that you won't make it when you don't have to stare into the eyeballs of the demon trying to destroy you every day? You best fucking believe that I'm putting my odds on account that you absolutely can survive without these cowardly punks trying desperately to see to it that you don't. Not only do I place my bet on it, I know this for a fact because I did it. And if I can do it, well then you can safely place your bet on your ass most certainly can too. But here's the thing. All battles are first won and lost in our mind. And as long as you keep telling yourself that you can't, then you can guarantee to eliminate any chance of your actually doing so. The harsh reality is this. As long as you hold on to even a sliver of hope, or keep one toe in the door for the possibility that they will get better or things will change, then you will never be able to close that door behind you. There is no such thing as a good time to walk away from one of these monsters, nor is it going to come easy without pain or without risk. You are likely going to fall down a time or two. You are likely going to be faced with all sorts of hurdles and challenges to get over. You will likely have things that you are going to inevitably lose. And there's a chance that a time or two, you will feel like you have been defeated by leaving. But if you stay, you can guarantee more pain, you can guarantee more suffering, and you can guarantee there being exponentially more loss, which is why it all comes down to choosing. You can continue to stay and live in the narcissist narrative for your life, believing the limited beliefs that they have diligently implanted into your psyche, believing the lies that you are incapable of making it on your own, and convinced by their brainwashing you into thinking that you'll never find better. Or you can take the risk on yourself. Believe in yourself. Know that you deserve better. Know that you are worth so much more. Know that if you have survived the unimaginable, then any fucking thing is possible. But you can't have both. All comes down to choosing them or you. Because in order to move on, you have to close that door behind you. And I'm not just talking about closing it. You need to slam that shit shut. Deadbolt it on the top and the bottom. Toss the keys into the inferno, then put a few hundred screws attaching it to the inner frame for good measure. In order to move on, you have to bury that ghost in the ground. But how? How are you supposed to do this with the limited resources that you now have available when you feel like you just want to crawl in that hole that you dug to bury that ghost, when you have invested so much of your life, your time, your energy and your love into this person. When you have children involved, when they have demeaned your character, told outlandish lies and rumors about you, and have you so financially fucked that it feels like if you left, you would not have but a pot to piss in or a window to chuck it out of. Well, first off, you have got to stop telling yourself that you can. Bottom line. Then you've got to come up with a plan. And I'm not talking about the long term or the big picture, which is one of the biggest setbacks and prevents many from not leaving, because it takes our brains down way too many roads of what ifs. And for two, it is literally impossible while still involved and having daily interactions with the narcissist to be able to come up with a logical, realistic, and reasonable plan while they are continuing to brain fuck you into a nightmarish, confusional hell and have disabled your ability to be able to think rationally about anything. You legitimately can't. The big picture plan comes later, after the fog of confusion dissipates, which only happens after you have some distance from the narcissist. Plan that you need to work on is tentative. It is just to get you by in the interim. It need not be eloquent or even that well structured, because the most important part about the plan is not the plan itself. It's that you actually take action in its execution. Here are a few tips and the vital components you need in developing this tentative plan. The most important thing to remember: you need to treat this plan as if you work for the NSA and they have just given you the most top secret information that they have ever put into your hands. The second most important thing to remember is that the narcissist is always a lurkin. They are always watching. They are always trying to stay one step ahead. Do not for 1 second underestimate this. This is crucial. Watch your back at all times, as well as be certain to ensure your safety and the safety of your children. And at any point, if you feel that you are in immediate danger, please reach out to your local authorities. And the last thing that you're going to want to keep in the forefront of your mind is to continuously and constantly prepare yourself emotionally. Because even if you are able to keep this plan top secret until you make your grand exit, obviously they're going to find out that you're gone once you do. At which point you can go ahead, expect the worst, and then multiply that by 20. Guarantee that they are going to air out every bit of your dirty laundry. And even if you don't have any, just to know they are going to shit all over every piece of clothing that you have and then go show it to the world and tell them that you did it. Have 100% full bore expectation for there to be continuous and ongoing, outlandish and embarrassing rumors aimed at destroying your integrity, your employment, your social status, and any relationship that you still have with others. Have hardcore, absolute expectations in their family turning against you, as well as to go along with the narcissist and pegging you out to be the monster. Even if you feel like you had an extremely tight-knit, close relationship with them up until now, sided with you during all other situations and events when the narcissist has revealed their piss-poor and despicable behaviors, if they have apologized to you on umpteen accounts about how sorry and truly appalled they are, none of that shit any longer matters, because your leaving brings about a whole new ballgame and have painted within their mind an entirely different picture of you. You can rest assured that they will play you like a violin in the symphony, almost as if they have instantly developed amnesia, to which they had first-hand witnessed the narcissist beast becoming unleashed. Now, in their eyes, and going forward, the narcissist is going to be viewed like the poor wounded victim, and they are going to protect them at all cost. From this point on, the narcissist family is not the kind of enemy that you benefit from by keeping close, but rather do anything that you have to avoid them at all cost. Do not underestimate this any more than you would the narcissist themselves. Make sure that any and all of the planning is done outside of your house, off of your phone, from within your car or any joint vehicles that you may have. Do not do or document any of your planning from any accounts such as your email or Microsoft Word to which they have access to your passwords. Even if you don't think that they have the passwords to these, they likely do. And your safest bet is to just create a new email account using a password you have never previously used, something that they would not be able to guess in a million years. Do your planning in a local library, in the home of a trusted friend or one of your family members, at your place of employment, basically anywhere that the narcissist would not have the ability to access or install hidden cameras, information tracking devices, any other means to which they could access your information. Immediately begin, if you haven't done so already, to start documenting any of their abusive behaviors, keeping record of the incident, including dates, times, and as detailed of a description as you can, as well as gathering any important documents for yourself as well as your children, such as identification papers, birth certificates, social security cards, any titles to vehicles or homes to which both of your names are on, tax documents, financial records, passports, etc. Keep these documents in a safe place outside of your home, or if you think that removing them is going to send the signal that you're up to something, simply make a photocopy of them and then take those copies and put them in a safe place. As far as establishing and constructing this plan, your priorities should be placed the safety and well-being of you and your children first and foremost. Where you will go, financial means in order to get you by till you can come up with a longer-term solution, establishing some sort of support system, as well as obtaining legal representation. In way of gathering the means in order to get you financially by, you may have to do a little out-of-the-box thinking, and is going to require you to create a secret savings account or somewhere to which you're going to be able to stash cash, if you're more comfortable with that, outside of the home, which may at first seem very insignificant. But remember, when dealing with a narcissist, every freaking penny is going to count, especially if they have strategically set you up to put you in a position where you have no access to any. Just remember to make sure to keep this hidden from the narcissist, because they have an uncanny ability to be able to sniff out anything that belongs to you, and in their eyes undoubtedly feel that they are entitled to, and have a nose like a bloodhound that they perceive to be threats of rejection, abandonment, or exposure. And while you're leaving or even having the financial means to do so is most definitely going to be one trail, they're always going to be on the hunt for. If you are employed, prepare your workplace and let your management know the situation that you are in, as they will most certainly try to jeopardize your employment to keep you from having any kind of financial means. Some of the ways to which you can go about building your nest egg: to transfer small amounts of money over time into the new account that you have created. Keep a few extra dollars whenever you do errands such as grocery shopping. Take up a side job if you can. Reach out to your family and friends for temporary financial support. Look into any kind of financial resources that can help supplement you some kind of an income, such as government assistance programs, local charities, or grants that can help you establish financial stability. Seek guidance if you need to from welfare agencies in preparing to find alternative means of shelter for you and your children in the interim. If you have family or friends that you can stay with for a while, that is obviously the optimal way to go. There's absolutely no one that you can reach out to. Look for an inexpensive rental, apply for government housing, domestic violence shelters, a hotel, whatever it takes to get you initially out of the door, because remember, this is not forever and it's only temporary. And unless the current home that you reside in with them was something that you owned previously, to have ever known their sorry ass, as much as you loved this house, or at one point considered it to be your safe haven, regardless of what you have put into it financially and physically, I would strongly advise you to be willing to let go of it, because otherwise you will continuously be plagued by the ghost of their presence within those walls, even once they are no longer in the picture. It sucks believe you me. But over time, you'll begin to feel like the one-way entrance into hell itself. You do not want to set yourself up for this down the road. Creating a support system is another crucial thing that you're going to need in order to get through this. Reach out to trusted friends, family members, or support organizations that can provide emotional support and guidance throughout this process. Use online resources such as social media platforms and community forums to connect with others who have been through or are currently going through this experience, as well as make sure that you are providing self-care. Start doing the things that used to bring you joy in life anyway, as well as teaching yourself or trying new things that will help increase and boost your confidence, despite whether you don't feel like doing dick or not. Most importantly, remember, whatever support system it is that you establish, make sure that you actually use it. Having the support of others that can understand what you're going through, to which gives you that sense of feeling seen and being heard, can literally be the difference of whether you get through this process or you don't, to which is one of those things that you do not want to underestimate the importance of. Legal advice is going to be an absolute must if you are married, have children, or any kind of joint titles or ownerships of anything with the narcissist. Start looking up, getting the names of, and consulting with lawyers who specialize in family law and have some sort of background or experience in dealing with narcissist or emotional abuse cases, which is vital in their understanding your right and options in regarding custody and the divorce process. If you do not have the financial means to access a lawyer, begin researching what kind of legal aid organizations or pro bono services are available to you in your area. Simple way to do this is to call local domestic violence organizations or shelters, to which they will definitely have someone be able to guide you in how to obtain this. If there are children involved, do your best to stay strong and emotionally grounded when they begin using them and manipulated as objects and ammunition to hurt you, because their welfare is not at the least bit of concern to the narcissist. Believe me, because the harsh and heartbreaking reality is they do not give two shits about their children, their well-being, any more than they do yours or anyone else. They see it as killing two birds with one stone, as what they do not only hurts the children, but it hurts you as well. Prepare yourself for the emotional anguish that is going to come about when this happens. And try to remember that the bottom line truly is they do not want your children any more than you want them having them, because in their eyes it is going to inconvenience them from doing whatever the fuck it is that they want to do. And the only reason that they are even making a stink about it at all is to hurt you. Period. The best thing that you can do is to play it cool and go about this like they would be doing you a favor if they had 50-50 custody. Allow yourself to have a break, meet new people, and begin once again doing the things that you stopped doing on account of them. Because if they see it as they're doing you a favor, well, fuck that. Even if they are awarded or granted 50-50 custody, they're fulfilling their responsibility to this once it is court ordered is extremely unlikely. Have to play it cool in the meantime. Obviously, do your best to keep your children with you, but do not put up too big of a fight if they demand visitation or for them to stay with them overnight. Now, there is something that I had my lawyer add to my MSA in terms of the final custody agreement, which ended up being huge in the way that everything turned out and unfolded, and that I have my children 100% of the time, despite court order of 50-50 custody, to where I cannot be held at contempt. If anyone wants access to what this was or other tips that I acquired during the 3.5 years that it took to finalize my divorce from Satan, contact me through Facebook Messenger, which is under my name, Christy Barger. All I ask is that you just shoot me a comment below that you're doing so that I don't ignore you or blow it off as some kind of spam. And if you don't have Facebook Messenger, then leave me a comment as well, and we can figure out some way to get in contact that won't be accessible for everyone on YouTube access to. And though I hope that these will help you in being able to at least start your exit plan, unfortunately, they are not going to help you in making the decision to leave, which is a son of a bitch of a choice to have to make. Only advice that I can offer in helping you be able to reach this decision. Try to look at it like this and ask yourself, if you choose to stay, do you think that you are going to regret this decision down the road? And are you okay with how things are right now, currently, in your relationship today as it stands. Try your best to not make this decision out of holding on to hope, thinking that you're staying because it's best for the children, because it truly is not, or because they have you so convinced that this is probably your best option. Because we are all wildly and fiercely capable of doing anything we put our hearts, our minds, and our soul to. But like I said before, all battles are first lost and won in your mind. And if you tell yourself and believe in yourself that you are worth and deserve more, and there is the possibility of having a better life, then you absolutely can do it. Because no one deserves what these demons bestow. No one. Get back your life, your sanity, and your freedom, and leave these demons in the past where they belong. Focus on you. Fuck the narcissist.